What's the most savage insult you've ever heard from a child? I was a substitute teacher at Franklin Elementary when I witnessed the most brutal takedown I've ever seen, delivered by a quiet 10-year-old named Owen. Our school had this kid, Russell, who was the principal's son and the biggest bully I'd ever encountered. He'd throw smaller kids' lunches in the trash, push them down during recess, and mockingly film them crying on his expensive phone. The other teachers were too afraid to discipline him because his dad would threaten their jobs. Owen was the new kid who transferred mid-year. He was small for his age and wore thick glasses, making him an instant target. The first week, Russell recorded himself dumping chocolate milk all over Owen's science project. When Owen went to the principal's office to report it, Russell's dad just shrugged and said there wasn't enough evidence. But Owen wasn't like the other kids Russell terrorized. He didn't cry or run away. He just quietly observed everything Russell did, taking mental notes while maintaining perfect grades. One day during lunch period, I was on cafeteria duty when I saw Russell approaching Owen's table with his phone out, ready to film another prank. What happened next was like watching a chess master spring a trap he'd been setting up for weeks. Owen calmly stood up and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Hey Russell, how does it feel knowing your dad only became principal because your mom slept with the superintendent? I heard them talking about it when I was in the office last week." The entire cafeteria went dead silent. Russell's face turned white as a sheet. See, what Owen hadn't mentioned was that his mom was the superintendent's new secretary, and he'd spent plenty of time in the district office hearing all sorts of conversations. Russell started stammering, trying to call Owen a liar, but Owen wasn't finished. He pulled out his own phone and played a recording of Russell's dad screaming at his mom about how she'd ruined everything by telling her friend about the affair. Owen had recorded it while waiting in the principal's office after the chocolate milk incident. "I figured since you like recording people so much," Owen said with a small smile, "you'd appreciate this. I have lots more videos too. Should I share them like you share yours?" Russell burst into tears and ran out of the cafeteria. The next day, his dad mysteriously took an extended leave of absence, and a month later, both Russell and his family had moved to a different district. The best part? When the new principal investigated all the bullying complaints against Russell, she found dozens of videos on his phone of him tormenting other kids. Every single one of his victims got to watch him cry while writing them formal apologies. Owen never bullied anyone else or acted out. He'd simply gathered intelligence like a tiny CIA agent and waited for the perfect moment to use it. When I asked him later how he knew what to do, he just shrugged and said, "My mom always tells me that bullies are just people with big secrets they're afraid of getting out." Russell made the mistake of giving me plenty of time to figure out his.